first.
Time, almost lost the cup and you win it. The new European champions, the treble, the dream come true for you.
Oh, I can't believe that. I can't believe that. Football, bloody hell.
Hello guys, today we're back with another Obsession special, talking all things transfers with Mo Ibrahim. How are you?
I'm okay, how are you?
I'm great, thank you. Thank you for coming on, and thank you for sort of taking your time out to get the questions prepared and things like that. I appreciate that.
No worries.
So we're going to start off with the two players that are in the title we'll start off with. So I'm going to first ask you about Paul POGBA. Now, There's a lot of leaks going on across Man United right now, and the other day we heard Paul POGBA wants to go to Real Madrid, which I sort of find it a little bit, you know me, I find it a little bit tiring at the moment. There's constant leaks about United, there's constant leaks about players wanting to leave and things like that. What is the situation with Paul POGBA currently?
Yeah, so as things stand right now, he's not going to extend because he's not really he doesn't think that the plan at United is good enough for him. So there's a few clubs that have already inquired. I've already said this as well. Madrid, Barcelona, Juventus, and Paris Saint-Germain. All four of them have inquired to know what's going on with him. And it depends on the project in the summer. So depending on how clubs are in the summer, he will decide from there.
Okay, thank you for answering that. I would personally prefer him to leave. I think it's better for all parties, the player, the agent, the club, things like that. I'm going to ask you about Anthony Martial now. Yesterday, there was news that he may have started. It was either yesterday or today. He may have restarted talks with Sevilla to go to Sevilla on loan. Now, what is the situation with Anthony Martial? Because he has said he wants to leave, hasn't he? So, is the situation that he's looking for a club?
Yeah, United are waiting for a team to pay his whole wage. So unless no team pays his whole wage, he's not going to leave. Like maybe in the last days of the window, like United say, we'll pay half the wages, you pay half the wages, so he can leave. So, but for now, there's nothing.
All right, thank you for answering that. And obviously, they would have to come to a compromise, like you're saying. Martial is reported to be on £250,000 per week, which no other club other than Man United is really going to pay Anthony Martial that, especially on his current form. When he has played, it isn't great, and he hasn't played in a while. Now, I don't think there is much news here. Obviously, I'm not the expert though. Zakaria or any midfielder to Man United this window, this month, is there any news there?
Like it seems that the name's changing like every week. So one week it's Zakaria, the other week it's Haidara. So the name's changing every week, but I know that Zakaria is getting like less and less likely. It seems that he's going to like respect his contract and stay at his club right now, and then leave as a free agent in the summer.
I do actually respect that about Zakaria. As much as I probably would like Man United to sign him, I do respect that. I do respect that he's not trying to force his way out of his club and things like that.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to ask you, what is the plans for the summer then? Because I assume, I was discussing with somebody before that in the summer, it seems as though we're going to need a centre-back. We're also going to need a midfielder, which is more important than anything. We may need a backup striker if Cavani leaves at that point. What's the plans for the summer altogether for Man United?
I think first of all, they're gonna try to get a permanent manager in, because if they don't have a permanent manager, I think they can't do anything in the summer window. So I think getting a permanent manager in first, and then slowly reinforcing the plans. So it would be a midfielder in, if they can't get one this January. And the names they could go for include Declan Rice, and they include Tchouaméni. He's been linked with Chelsea as well, so they'll have some competition there. And then they would look at a striker in case Cavani leaves, and Martial as well. So it would be a manager first, then a midfielder, and then maybe a striker as well.
Okay, thank you for answering that. Now, I'm going to ask a question which is very unlikely to happen, obviously. We know the player who's been linked with Man United twice now, that I celebrate every time he's linked with Man United, Tariq Lamptey. Is there any news on not just him to Man United? Is there any news on Tariq Lamptey at all on where he could go? Because at the moment, not at the moment, he is too good for Brighton. Although Brighton are doing well, he could go to a top team, in my opinion.
Well, at the moment, there's nothing much. I don't expect him to leave now. In the summer, maybe, if a club wants to go for him. But I think I don't think United would need him because Ragnick is happy with Diego Dalot. And so I don't really think United will sign him.
Okay, thank you for answering that. I'll just get into the few comments that we've had. Robbie says hello. Hope you're all right, Robbie. Poseidon says, let's go. Yeah, I've been looking forward to this one. I'm also live on Let's Talk Premier League at 9 p.m. as well, so make sure everyone checks that out. DD Graphic says first, not quite first, but thank you for commenting. Poseidon says, Mo Ibrahim. Imani says, salute. I hope you're all right, Imani. I saw that you taking some time off social media, so I hope you're all right. You can message me anytime you need to. You know that, mate. Barca Jake. Also, you're Barca Jake. I hope you're all right, mate. I've had a few great conversations with you, actually, mate. Kind says hello. I hope you're all right. Cavani to Barcelona. Is there any news on Cavani to Barcelona?
No, nothing much.
Okay. Thank you for answering that. Why are you a transfer special? Who's your source? Personally, I prefer Heinz or Batty. Oh, God. Not going to reveal special sources. It's got to be mayonnaise, though. Heinz mayonnaise. Ryan says, Bowsman says, didn't know how young Mo was. Thought he was like Fabrizio's age. How old are you, if you don't mind saying?
I'm 16.
16. Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. Heinz, pal. Oh, you commenting from your own account there, yeah.
Yeah.
Faster for finished. Hope this helps. Right, so we've got them the questions that are in the title out of the way, and a few questions about United. I've got one or two more about United, and that's Dean Henderson, the situation with him. His attitude... his attitude seems to be sort of all over the place, in my opinion. It doesn't seem to be particularly great. He seems to want to leave all the time, and it seems to be the team news is being leaked by reportedly by someone, and it's reportedly by Dean Henderson. I don't know whether that's true or not. What is the situation with Dean Henderson, and is he an issue around Man United?
I don't think he's an issue around United. I haven't heard anything on that. As far as him leaving, United are waiting for proposals. So as soon as a club comes and says we want him, Henderson will likely say yes to that and leave. But nothing has happened yet.
Okay, thank you for answering that. Kind says, is there any Madrid transfer news? Real Madrid?
They're trying to get Mbappe and Haaland now.
Okay, so on to Haaland. What is the most likely situation that happens with Erling Haaland?
I think it's either Real Madrid or Manchester City. It's between one of them two. Barcelona don't have enough finances to cover for Haaland right now, and Madrid are already trying to go for him. So it's between Madrid or Man City.
Okay, because Manchester City have just signed. They've not signed him yet, but they're on the verge of signing Julian Alvarez, which is reported by Fabrizio Romano and Sky Sports News as well.
Yeah.
So is it still likely that they sign Erling Haaland even with signing Julian Alvarez?
Yeah, I don't think signing Alvarez means that they won't go for Haaland. I think they're still going to go and try sign him.
Okay. Thank you for answering that. I've got a question which isn't quite transfer news, but we just spoke about like Pogba, and we spoke about Haaland as well. So what is the process of a huge transfer like Mbappe, Haaland, Pogba, Ronaldo going through? What is that process?
Okay, so for Ronaldo, let's say, normally the buying club, they would contact the players' camp rather than going to the club itself. So for Ronaldo, City were in talks with Ronaldo, and then United jump in late hours to try and get him. They contacted Ronaldo first, offered him a contract, and then they told Ronaldo about like the plan and like what can happen at United, what they're planning to do at United, to convince him about the project basically.
Yeah.
And then they would after convincing the player, they would go to the club and tell them, we've sorted everything out with the player. We're ready on his side. He's ready. We need you to give us the green light for the deal to go ahead. And then the club, would say, okay, yeah, the deal goes ahead, all that. And then there's a group at FIFA. They say that they try to approve the deal. They try to like approve everything, and then after they give approval, then like the whole deal goes through.
Okay, thank you for answering that. Obviously, it's very interesting. I'm interested in sort of the process of how things, especially in the finances of football, go through. I know that he talks a lot of rubbish on Talksport, but Simon Jordan is a finance sort of expert, so he's quite interesting to listen to in terms of finances. Not interesting to listen to otherwise. But we'll move on to Chelsea now. Luis, I'm not perfectly sure how you pronounce his name. It's either Luis or Luis. Luis Diaz to Chelsea. I think he plays for Porto, doesn't he? Is there any news on that?
No, there's nothing yet.
Okay.
Only Liverpool are trying to sign him, but for Chelsea side, there's nothing.
Okay, thank you for answering that. Now we'll go into the Serie A. We've got one or two for the Serie A. We've got Paulo Dybala. What is the situation there with Juventus? Because I noticed Juventus they're not even in the Champions League spots currently. They're fifth, I think, or fifth or sixth in the Serie A. So what's the situation with Dybala?
So Juventus proposed a contract to him in like November-ish time, and then he was very happy to go ahead with that. And then after I think a few weeks later, they told him that we want to change the terms on the contract and all that. So now Dybala's not happy at all, because he was happy with those, and now Juventus are saying we're going to change those, and now you have to wait till around February, March. So he's not happy with that. And Spurs are interested in signing him for the summer.
Okay, thank you for answering that. And Milankovic Savic, who we seem to be linked with pretty much every single transfer window. Is there any news on him?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay.
It's just interest.
Okay. I'm also gonna ask you about one of the biggest names in the Premier League currently that isn't a player. Pep Guardiola. I'm going to ask you two contract questions. Pep Guardiola, what's the most likely situation? Does he leave in 2023, or does he sign a new contract? Because he does seem to love Manchester. He seems to love the city. He settled down here more than in Barcelona, although he loved Barcelona, and more than in Germany. So what is the situation? Does he leave in 2023?
The City board, they're planning like life after Guardiola. They think that Guardiola is not going to extend, but Guardiola takes it season by season. Like, he doesn't say, okay, now I'm going to extend for 5 years. Now I'm going to do this. He's just taking it season by season. As season comes, he's taking it like that. But City, like, they're preparing life after him.
Okay, thank you for that. I'm going to also ask you about Mohamed Salah, who Phil has also asked about. Is there any Mohamed Salah contract news?
Yeah, everything's done. He's going to get around 420,000 a week, and it will be on a 3-year contract until 2025. Liverpool are just going to plan when to announce it now.
Okay, thank you for answering that. I'm not happy that he signed that contract. I'm going to be honest with you. Let's get into a few comments here. Dia says, evening, I hope you're all right, Dia. I feel bad for Madrid and City having to spend 150 million on Haaland and Mbappe. Not everyone can get star boys like the gunman. Yeah, Greenwood is our future number 9. That's what I've been saying. That's why I'm not too bothered about City getting Alvarez. Dembele news, although Kainu's joking. Is there any Dembele news?
Newcastle have offered a pre-contract. United are not doing anything, and Chelsea are in contact with his agent, but they haven't offered anything yet.
Okay, thank you for answering that. Now, We've had a lot of news about this today. For Adama Traore, is there any Adama Traore news that's breaking like this hour or these few minutes, for example?
It could be done by tonight.
Okay, thank you for that. Thank you for that. And someone who this situation has really inspired me personally, just because Christian Eriksen, who obviously we all seen had a tragic he had a heart attack in the Euros and struggled, and he's now been deemed fit. Is it correct that he's been deemed fit for the Premier League? Is that correct?
Yeah.
He's been deemed fit for the Premier League, and he's sort of overcome adversity in his life, which obviously is physical adversity, and he's managed to fight it off. Is there any news about him returning back to the Premier League? Because I know he was linked with Brentford.
Yeah, the Brentford news was true. They offered him a 6-month loan, but for Ericsson, he wants to wait and see like what's going to happen. He doesn't want to, like as soon as the offer comes in, he's not going to accept it straight away. He just wants to wait and like see what's best for him.
Okay, thank you for answering that. Again, it has really inspired me. That we'll go back to Chelsea, the fullback situation at Chelsea. I know that Chilwell, I was listening to some Chelsea fans having a discussion about Chilwell before, and they were discussing it. He may not return as the same player that he was before his injury, because some players that have ACLs don't. So are Chelsea looking for any fullbacks at all?
Yeah, definitely they are. They were looking at Lucas Dean, but they couldn't sign him. The news about Kurzawa from PSG, that's false. The only option I see is Dest from Barcelona. Like that's the only one that I think that could happen in January. But for now, they haven't done anything.
Okay. So I'm going to also ask you about Kessie. I'm not sure if his first is it Frank Kessie, his first name. I'm going to also ask you about him. What is the situation with him?
So he's not going to renew with AC Milan, and Spurs are trying to get him on a pre-agreement right now, because they know that teams like Liverpool, teams like United and PSG, they're going to try in the summer. So Spurs are trying now. If he becomes a free agent in the summer, there will be many top clubs trying to go for him.
Okay, thank you for answering that. And Sven Botman as well. What is the most likely distant destination for him?
He likes the Premier League, but Lille had a few approaches by Newcastle turned down, so I don't think that's happening. Italy is. I'll keep an eye on Italy in the summer.
Okay, thank you for that. I'm going to ask you a few questions about sort of Newcastle targets and Jesse Lingard as well. Is there any news about Jesse Lingard to Newcastle?
There's a lot being thrown around. I haven't been told anything specifically, but there's news that the deal is one step away, and then some are saying they've approached United. I haven't heard anything on Lingard yet, if he's going to leave or not, so I'm not sure on that.
Okay, thank you for answering that, and we'll get into the last questions here. We've got Diego Carlos to Newcastle. Is there any news there?
The deal was like a few steps away from being done a few days ago, but then Sevilla were like, okay, we want more money, because they know how rich Newcastle are now, so they're trying to push every penny out of them. So I think if Newcastle want to sign Carlos, it will be around 50 million.
Okay, I'm going to also ask you about a player who, I've got my opinions on, and I've had many debates over the past month or so. Donny van de Beek. It's an unfortunate situation for Donny van de Beek and an unfortunate situation for Manchester United. However, what is the news with Donny van de Beek? What is his aim? What is Man United's aim?
United's aim is to keep him till the summer and then see what to do with him, because it seems like every club that comes for Donny, they block the move. I think Romano reported this in the summer, that Everton were only a few steps away from getting Donny, and Solskjaer and Donny, they both blocked the move. So I think he's staying in January. Maybe in the summer, if he gets a chance to leave, he will leave.
Okay, thank you for answering that, and also thank you for coming on, Ibrahim. I appreciate that. and I hope you keep doing well. Ibrahim is a writer for the United Stand, so make sure you check out his articles and also his Twitter. What is your Twitter? I don't know the exact handle.
I don't know myself.
I only know my exact handle.
At Mo_Ibrahim_32.
Okay, make sure you check that out. It's great work that you're doing, Ibrahim, with all the transfer news and the writing for the United Stand. And you've got a few big people to follow you as well. So proud of you. And keep doing what you're doing. And thank you for coming on as well. So we're going to end the stream there, guys. It was just a short one, but it's a nice little sort of refresher of news and a nice little calm one leading into the end of January, which is next week and the week after as well. So thank you guys for tuning in. I will be live again on Tuesday at 4 p.m. with John May, Jonmay. He's a Chelsea fan. He's got a YouTube channel and a Twitch channel. And it'll be the Premier League game week review. So I'm going to end the stream there, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you.